Have you ever wondered how to petition your loved ones to bring them into the United States? Well, you're in the right place. Today we'll be delving into a comprehensive step-by-step guide on how to do just that. We'll walk you through the basics, filing the petition, what happens after approval, the interview process, and what comes next. This guide aims to make the process as smooth and understandable as possible. So, stick around to understand this process better. Firstly, it's essential to understand who can petition and who can be petitioned in this process. So let's crack into it. When we talk about petitioning, we're referring to the act of formally requesting that a loved one be allowed to join you in the United States. But not just anyone can file a petition. Only U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents have the green light to do so. Now, let's imagine you're a U.S. citizen. You've got the passport to prove it, and you're living the American dream. Who can you petition? Well, you can petition your immediate relatives. This includes your spouse, your unmarried children under the age of 21, and your parents, provided you're at least 21 years old yourself. But wait, you might be thinking, what about my other family members? Good question. U.S. citizens can also petition relatives who fall under the preference relatives category. This includes unmarried sons and daughters over the age of 21, married children of any age, and brothers and sisters, again, provided the U.S. citizen is at least 21 years old. Now, if you're a lawful permanent resident, you can petition your spouse and your unmarried children regardless of their age. However, preference relatives are off the table for you. It's also worth noting that both U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents must be able to provide proof of their status, their relationship to the person being petitioned, and their ability to support the relative at 125% above the mandated poverty line. That's a lot to take in, right? But don't worry, we're breaking it down step by step to make it as simple as possible. Remember, the goal here is to reunite families, to bring loved ones together. It's a process, yes, but it's one that's well worth it in the end. Now that we know who's involved, let's dive into the process. After all, understanding is the first step towards achieving your goals, so stick around and let's keep learning together. The first step in this process is filing the petition. This is where your journey begins, but don't worry, we're here to guide you through each step. When it comes to filing a petition, there are different forms for different relatives. For instance, if you're a U.S. citizen trying to bring your immediate relatives such as your spouse, parents, or unmarried children under the age of 21, you would need to file Form 130, also known as the Petition for Alien Relative. On the other hand, for those of you who are engaged and want to bring your fiancé to the United States, you would use Form 129F, known as the Petition for Alien Fiancé. It's important to note that this is only applicable if both parties are free to marry and have met in person at least once within the last 2 years. But filling out the form is just the beginning. Along with the petition, you also need to provide supporting documents. These documents vary based on the type of relationship and the circumstances, but they generally include proof of your U.S. citizenship, evidence of your relationship, and passport-style photos. So, you've filled out the form and gathered your documents, what next? Well, you're ready to file your petition. This involves sending your completed form, supporting documents, and the filing fee to the appropriate U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services (USCIS) office. Now you might be thinking, that's it? I just send everything off and I'm done? Not quite. After you've mailed everything, you'll receive a receipt notice from USCIS. This will confirm that they've received your petition and it's under review. It's crucial to keep this receipt safe as it contains your case number, which you'll need for future reference. So there you have it, folks. That's the process of filing a petition to bring your loved ones to the United States. It may seem a bit daunting, but remember, every great journey begins with a single step. Once the petition is filed, it's time to wait for it to be approved. And while you wait, why not share your experience or any questions you might have in the comments below? We're here to help each other out after all. So what happens after your petition is approved, you might be wondering? Well, that's when the National Visa Center, or NVC, steps in. The NVC plays a crucial role in processing approved petitions. Think of it as a bridge between your petition approval and the actual visa interview. Once your petition is approved by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, it is sent to the NVC, and they hold on to it until a visa number becomes available. Now, about fees. Yes, there are some. The NVC will send you an invoice for the visa application processing fees. These fees need to be paid before you or your loved ones can proceed with the application. It's important to note that these fees are per person and not per petition. Once the fees are taken care of, it's time to submit the visa application. The NVC will provide instructions on how to complete the application online. Take your time and make sure each detail is accurate. Any misrepresentations could lead to delays, or worse, denials. While your application is being processed, it's time to gather the necessary documents. This may include birth certificates, marriage certificates, police certificates, and financial documents, among other things. Each case is unique, so the required documents may vary. The NVC will then review your application and documents, ensuring everything is in order. If something is missing or incorrect, they'll let you know and you'll have a chance to correct it. Finally, after the NVC has accepted your application and documents, they will schedule an interview appointment for you or your loved ones at the U.S. Embassy or consulate in your home country. This is a significant step in the process, and it's where they get to verify all the information you've provided. After all these steps, it's time for the interview. This is not just a formality, it's a critical part of the process where you or your loved ones will be assessed on your eligibility to immigrate to the United States. But don't worry, we'll cover that in the next scene. The interview is a crucial part of the process. It's the moment where all your hard work and preparation come to a head. But don't worry, with the right preparation, it can go smoothly. Firstly, it's important to prepare thoroughly. This means reviewing all the documents you've submitted, ensuring you understand them inside and out. It's also a good idea to anticipate possible questions. They may ask about your relationship with your loved one, about your life in the US, or about your loved one's plans once they arrive. Remember, the goal is to show that your relationship is genuine, and that your loved one intends to abide by US laws. On the day of the interview, it's crucial to arrive early and dress professionally. Be honest, be confident, and remember, it's okay to ask for clarification if you don't understand a question. Now, what happens after the interview? If all goes well, your loved one will be issued a visa. This is the golden ticket. It allows them to travel to the US. The visa will be placed in their passport, so make sure it's valid and has at least one blank page. Once the visa is issued, it's time to start thinking about travel arrangements. It's exciting, but remember, your loved one must enter the US before the visa expires. Otherwise, they'll have to go through the process again. After your loved one arrives in the US, they'll receive a green card in the mail. This is their proof of permanent residency. It allows them to live and work in the US indefinitely. Remember to keep it safe. It's a valuable document. In conclusion, the interview is a vital step in the process of bringing your loved one to the US. With careful preparation and a clear understanding of what to expect, it can be a smooth and successful experience. And once it's done, the reward is priceless. Being able to share your life with your loved one in the US. That's it, you've successfully petitioned your loved one to the US. We've gone through a lot today, so let's recap quickly. We started off by identifying who can petition for their loved ones to come to the United States. Remember, US citizens have the privilege of petitioning for their spouses, children, parents, and siblings. Next, we dove into the process of filing the petition. Key to this step is completing Form 130, the petition for alien relative, and submitting it with the correct supporting documentation. It's crucial to make sure everything is accurate and complete to avoid any unnecessary delays or complications. After your petition is approved, the case will be sent to the National Visa Center, or NVC. They will contact you and your relative requesting more documents and fees. When everything is in order, they'll schedule the visa interview. The visa interview is a big step. This is where your relative will need to prove their relationship to you and their eligibility for the visa. It's important to prepare thoroughly for this interview. Upon a successful interview, your relative can finally make their move to the US. They'll receive a visa in their passport and a sealed packet of documents. They will hand over this packet to the US Customs and Border Protection Officer when they arrive in the US. Remember, this is a general guide and individual circumstances may vary. Consult with an immigration professional for personalized advice. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.